Should we do some vocal exercises?
Yeah.
Me, man.
Boy.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do.
Sofa. And running, and running.
And running, and.
Welcome back, everyone, to Eatin' Good Pod. For those who are new, my name is Marisol.
I'm Sam.
I'm David.
And I'm Oscar.
And this is Eating Good Podcast, a podcast where we try out new restaurants in Columbus, Ohio. We talk about it, we rate the food, and we also discuss other topics. This week's restaurant was chosen by the one and only Oscar. Oscar, what's your middle name?
I don't have a middle name.
You poor child.
This week we went to Ohio Brewing Company, an award-winning microbrewery located in Columbus, Ohio, with a second location in Cuyahoga Falls. They produce a wide array of beer styles such as Mexican lagers, pilsners, IPAs, fruit sours, and many more. The first time I actually noticed this bar or restaurant was when I was walking Luna. I was going on a normal long walk and kind of through like a residential area, and then this restaurant was just there, like out of nowhere. And I'm like, that's a pretty nice restaurant in a not necessarily nice area. Not that the area is not nice, it's just the sidewalk's kind of like broken up. It's near a bridge where there's a lot of trash, but the restaurant itself is really nice.
It hidden.
And we originally came in for brunch, but we ended up getting things from the brunch and lunch menu. I'm going to start with what I ordered to drink. I got a Bowsy, a Nitro Irish Stout. And this thing literally tasted like a heavy cream. Like I was just drinking heavy cream straight from the carton with a little bitterness to the end, which is good because I actually like drinking heavy cream straight from the carton. Not that I normally do.
I was gonna say, have you done that before?
Yeah, like if I'm
staple?
No, well, like if I'm making like a butter chicken or something with the sauce, I'll buy heavy cream, and
I love heavy cream.
And you just slurp it out the carton.
you gotta taste it before you use it.
I don't think I've ever tasted like heavy cream just by itself.
It's creamy.
But like creamer like tastes delicious. Well, I guess that's not the same, right?
No, like creamer, they put sugar in it, like sweeteners. Normally.
Which is the good stuff.
Yeah, just think of that, but no sweetness.
I don't like it.
Okay, for to drink, I got an OBC seltzer, which is their own in-house seltzer that they make, and I got a white peach flavor, and it was actually really good. I'm a seltzer girl now that seltzers are a big thing, and I'd say this is like better than most seltzers I've tried, actually. I honestly, there's also this other seltzer company called Kitty Paw in Columbus that I really like. I don't know if it's a national or not, but it's like on par with that. Like it was really good. Easy to drink, not like some seltzers are like, what? That's like, that's gross. But
It's not
this
like
was,
heavy.
It wasn't heavy, and it was a really good flavor, so would recommend.
And then, considering we were at a brewery, I was like, okay, pull my leg. I'll get a beer flight. So I got to try 5 different beers. And of those, I got to try the Colbit, which was the IPA. The O'Haze IO, which I thought was the Ohazio because it's a hazy IPA. I got the Bowsy. So I also got to try the Nitro Irish Stout. And I did kind of, I think it's the Nitro thing.
Yeah.
If you've ever had Nitro coffee, it just has like a lighter, foamy kind of flavor profile to it. So I thought it was pretty good. I think my favorite one was the Scarlet, which it's called an alt beer, but it has like caramel and sweet toffee aromas. And I think that one just hit the spot for me. And then there was also the Lemonita Fruit Sour.
Nice.
So it was 5 ounces of each of those. So I got to diversify, and it totaled to like 2 beers worth. So I'm lit as heck. And it came in like a really cool little Ohio shaped flight thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very practical because I saw
are carrying it.
yeah, the waitresses, when they were doing it, it was like the glasses fit perfectly, so like you could hold it like a 6-pack of beer type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like a shopping basket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about like balancing it as you're walking
Right,
as the
yeah.
server.
Easier for them. No spill beer. They all came out perfect. So
Where'd you get a drink, Marisol?
I got a scrumptious fresh cold water. I was still recovering from last night, and I was really dehydrated. But I give their water a 10 out of 10.
Nice.
They have it in bottles, which I like. Brings me back to Europe.
Glass
the
bottles.
glass.
Yeah.
The crowlers or whatever.
I mean,
they
I'm
call
sure they just fill it from their tap still, but
Well, it's delicious.
Yeah,
Sweet
I,
Ohio water.
I almost didn't get a drink after, because we went out last night, and I was just like, I don't know if I can drink so soon, but since we were at a brewing company, I'm like, I have to get a drink.
yeah.
It felt disrespectful to just like.
all of us were like, no, we'll just stick with water. And then I was like, but actually, I could probably get something. And David was like, well, okay, I'll get something too. And then last minute, Oscar added on a drink too.
Yeah.
I
But
almost got chocolate milk.
you should have gotten chocolate
I
milk.
should have.
Just to fit the group.
Could you imagine you guys order your alcohol and I'm like, can I just get like a cup of chocolate milk?
She goes, would you like that spiked or? She has like Baileys or something.
Anyways, it was brunch, so we did get a couple brunchy things to split. We got the cinnamon crunch French toast. So it was cinnamon crunch French toast topped with powdered sugar and maple syrup. It was really good. I usually don't like French toast, so I was happy to split it so I wouldn't have to eat it all by myself. Because it's just too sugary. I'm a savory person, and so I wouldn't want that as a full meal. But as like a little appetizer, it was really good. I would give the French toast an 8.5 out of 10.
I'm in the same boat as you. Like, give me sweet or savory. I'm taking savory every day. But when you pointed out that it was like little cinnamon, in my head, when you said it, I was like, cinnamon toast crunch? I'm like, great. Like the cereal?
Yeah.
And it was really good. I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I have to agree with David. 7.5 is a good rating. It was good French toast. I was expecting it to be a little more cinnamony since they had to point out that it was cinnamony, but it was good.
I would agree with Sam's rating, 8.5 out of 10. I thought it wasn't too sweet for me at least. It wasn't too sweet because I had multiple bites. So I didn't feel it was too sweet. Also, it was a little bit more on the softer side, which I personally like, but I still felt a little crunchy and like
Crunchy.
on the outside, just a tad bit, but it was more softer because it was already like drenched in syrup.
It was a thick French toast.
Yeah.
There was like a thick slice.
Yeah.
And I think I wanted more crunch. Maybe
Yeah.
that would have like made it more for me.
I
agree.
prefer less crunchy, but
See, I don't really eat French toast. This might be like the second time I've ever had French
Yo.
toast. Like,
I
I
love
just don't
French
like it
toast.
because it's so sweet. So I'm like, why would I ever order that?
cinnamon toast crunch,
Well,
delicious.
the cereal, yeah. But
Mhm.
French toast itself, like, no. Like, even when my mom makes it, I'm like, I'll just eat eggs because I don't want sugar for breakfast
I feel that.
usually. But no, I mean, I was surprised at how much I liked it. That's why I gave it such a high rating. I feel like oftentimes when I have French toast too, it's really soggy. So I like that this one wasn't
Or, like,
soggy.
It can be really eggy. And this one was
Yeah.
like, it was very cinnamon forward and lots of powdered sugar, which I appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I gave it such a high rating. But I'm also not experienced with French toast in general.
Oui, I am. Oui.
I can't get over the maple syrup from Rye River Social from your chicken and waffles. So if I had that maple syrup, I probably would have liked it even more.
I ended up ordering their Cleveland Cuban, which is
Sandwich.
their Cleveland Cuban is a sandwich which has OBC Mexican lager braised carnitas, ham, Swiss, pickles, topped with house-made mustard aioli, and served on a sourdough baguette. And I also got a side salad with a Thousand Island salad dressing. Salad was great. The Thousand Island dressing, great. I'd give it 8 out of 10. You know, if you have a salad, you know what it tastes like.
Clean it up. That's a lot of islands.
But their Cuban sandwich was not my favorite. I love Cuban sandwiches, but I felt like the baguette. I didn't like the baguette. Like normally Cuban sandwiches are like on like a sourdough bread or
It's like a different bread.
Yeah,
I feel
it's-
like baguette does sound not correct. And it's
Yeah.
always like super pressed.
yeah, it's like a toasted like bread.
Yeah.
So I mean, it did have that crunch. So if you like that, that's great. But it needed more sauce. Like the sauce, it wasn't mixed very well. Like I had to bite each end of the sandwich to get all of it at once, because one side would be all like the ham and then one side would be all the pickles. And then the carnitas were like right in the middle. So it's like you didn't start eating the carnitas till you got to the middle, and then it would be kind of dry because the pickles on one side.
Weird.
The worst. That's like when you get a Chipotle burrito.
Yeah, but
And
in a
all the sour
burrito,
cream
like
is
it
in
makes
one bite.
more sense. But when you prepare a sandwich, it's like layers at a time. So how
Right.
are you putting them on only one side?
Yeah. It was very filling. There was a lot of meat. And like it like when they brought it out, it was like a small sandwich. I'm like, there's no way it's gonna fill me up. But by the time I ate half of it, I was like, oh, I'm getting full. Like, this is a pretty filling sandwich. I would have to rate it a 6 out of 10. Because the sauce, it just didn't really stand out to me. Like, the ham stood out, the carnitas stood out, the pickle stood out, but not the mustard that it had. So if it had more mustard, it probably would have made it better. Or more pickles. Just more of both.
My thorn?
Sure,
Yeah.
David.
All right. So, like I said, I'm a savory brunch person. And so when we decided on this brunch spot, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a savory brunch. So we pulled up and I got the biscuits and sausage gravy. And I love biscuits. I think they make the best sandwich buns and just they're perfect in every way. So it was 3 biscuits, the sausage gravy, and 2 over easy eggs was the way I got them. And it came in like a little pie tin to give you guys an idea of kind of the portion size. And it was pretty good. I mean, I'm a sucker for sausage gravy and biscuits, but I feel like I've had it better in like a diner kind of setting or something. The biscuits weren't wowing me anything crazy. So overall, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, it hit the spot, hit the brunch kick for me, but I don't know if I'd order that if I were to go back again.
Mm-hmm.
I got the taste for it, and I'm ready to move on. So
Was it just like not enough seasoning? I feel like
no, it was tasty, but
I feel like it's what you would expect. The biscuits
Yes.
and gravy. Like, it wasn't anything more.
All right, I'll go next. I just got an order of their jumbo wings with buffalo sauce. Came with celery, carrots, and ranch. And they were really good wings. I mean, they didn't do them wrong. They were a good size. They weren't too small.
Mm-hmm.
The buffalo sauce, in my opinion, was like perfect because it wasn't super spicy and it's super flavorful. So I really liked them. I'd give them an 8 out of 10. And yeah, I'd say probably like a step above B-dubs for sure.
mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think if I compare it to Wingstop, which would I like better? I might like these. If I compare against traditional wings at Wingstop, I might like these better too. But I liked it a lot. I would go back and get those wings again.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got to
they
try one, and it was like not too saucy or anything. It was like perfectly. It was kind of like baked on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the buffalo, normally I like spice, but it was very flavorful for how, because they didn't have like spice options, did they? It was just
No.
like buffalo.
Yeah, it was just buffalo.
Yeah, for whatever buffalo they used, it was good.
Mm-hmm. Like solid. Did you try it? No.
No, but they looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
Remember David like dipped it in his gravy?
David takes a huge bite out of it. He dips the wing in his gravy from his biscuits and gravy, takes a huge bite, and then goes, Oscar, you want a bite of this?
I was trying to be generous, but maybe I should have just ate it in one go.
I got the Buckeye burrito. It is a flour tortilla, homemade corned beef hash with soft scrambled eggs, red pepper and onion, beer cheese, and finished with a mixed cheese melted on top. I think this is the first burrito I've had where there has been melted cheese on the top. I've never had that before. I mean, I like it. I think it depends a lot on what type of cheese you use. I don't think the quality of cheese they used was like that great. It just tasted like regular cheese, but it did make it like really crunchy when biting into it. Also, I don't think I've ever had corned beef hash. What is corned beef hash?
I don't know.
I think it's kind of like similar profile and taste to like a Reuben. Have you ever had a Reuben?
No.
Oh, I don't know how to describe it.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, or is that the potato?
Corned beef hash is a healthy Irish meal made with potatoes and corned beef.
There you go.
Just beef and potatoes.
But what is corned beef?
Corned beef is like the
The deli meat.
yeah, it's like a deli meat, but if you like look at it, it almost looks like, I think they like hit it with something because it has like little holes in it or something.
Oh, they be smacking that bitch.
Yeah, so it's like easy. So it's easy to like bite and rip off. It's thicker than like a slice of ham. It's but a little bit thinner than what you would expect from like a Easter ham or Thanksgiving ham.
It almost looked a little bit jerky, but I could be wrong.
Maybe they just like overcooked it or something.
Maybe. But the burger itself was really packed with like all
Burrito?
these. Oh, what did I say?
Burger.
The burrito itself was really packed with all the ingredients. I thought like there wasn't much seasoning with like the beef or the corned beef hash. So it was kind of bland, but also like the cheese inside, it wasn't like melted. I would think like the food around it would like melt it, but it was like I could see like the shreds of like cheese. So it was like kind of cold too when I got it. But I mean it was good. I do say that this place kind of has like their food is kind of mid. But I mean they're a brewery, so I would think people come mostly for like their drinks.
Yeah, right.
So I was gonna say, I think you have to
Yes.
come with the expectation that it's gonna be bar food. So
Right.
I feel like the fact that I ordered wings was good because it's a bar food that's like normally
Yeah.
good at bars. So that's why mine ended up being really good. But if you're ordering some of like the more adventurous meals on their menu, they're not going to be prepared by like
Right.
artisan chefs or anything.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like still bar food.
I did get a sauce on the side, and did you guys say it was like a Thousand Island sauce?
It's probably some. Yeah, well, because that's what they throw on like Reubens and stuff. So that
Okay.
actually makes a lot of sense.
Okay. And normally like I put some like red what's this called? Red's hot
Frank's Red Hot.
Frank's Red hot sauce on the Thousand Island, and I feel like that made it better because I normally I normally get like a salsa or something on the side whenever I get like a breakfast burrito. But overall, I think I would give it like it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like crazy good. So I would give it a 7 out of 10. The burrito itself also was really big, so by the time I finished half of it, I was like already full.
Yeah, your burrito is huge. What'd you get on the side?
Oh, I got a side of potatoes,
Home fries.
home
Yeah, home
fries.
They were bomb.
Yeah, they
They're
were
good.
actually.
They were tiny, so they were kind of crispy.
I wish I had got that instead of the salad.
I wish I would have gotten the salad instead of my potatoes.
You guys could have switched if you
I
spoke
know.
up.
Well, I literally blinked, and Oscar was like, "That was good." His plate was like empty. He was like, "Oh, I forgot about my sandwich."
Well, yeah, I have to eat the salad before I eat the sandwich.
See, I'm a person where I'm eating them both at the same time.
No, I can't do that.
Oh, you have to eat the starter first.
Yeah,
Really?
I can't go back and forth. Like I gotta
Oh.
eat one thing and then move on to the next thing.
Absolutely none. Not for me.
No, I gotta mix it up too.
I gotta mix
It depends what it is. If it's a starter salad, then yeah, I'll eat the salad before. But
okay,
if it's
yeah.
like potatoes and a burrito, I'm gonna eat them at the same time. I'm not gonna eat all the potatoes and then all the burrito.
Like at Texas Roadhouse, when you get like a steak and like salad, I like to wait to eat my salad until I have my steak.
No, I don't do
No,
that.
I probably wouldn't do that. But
Yeah, salads, you always eat it first. Whole thing.
Not to me. This place was just like, it was a really cool environment. It had like stuff on
Yeah.
the ceiling. It had like pictures of like celebrities who are from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was cool.
yeah, there were like some random ones, like some people from like SNL, a lot of astronauts because Ohio makes a lot of astronauts, which is cool.
Yeah, a lot of athletes, just random TV stars.
Actors, actresses.
Ted from How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I would like to come back for like to try like their beers and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely want
Yeah.
to go back to like hang out and day drink, play
Yeah.
cornhole.
It was
Maybe
very
get
spacious.
appetizers.
Still get some wings because the wings are
Yeah.
bussin'.
Your wings did look really good.
And I bet you at night, like when it's popping and there's people there, like on the patio, it was like
Yeah.
spacious
Oh,
out there
yeah.
too.
Good
It was probably
atmosphere
really
for
nice.
sure.
So pretty.
Cool. Well, I think that wraps up our food conversation.
So this week's topic is dreams.
As we talked about last week as a little teaser, we wanted to talk about dreams in a future episode, and we're like, let's do it now.
Yeah.
But I know Oscar has to run. He can't stay for the full thing. So we just want to hear some of Oscar's crazy
Yeah.
dreams because he said he's been having a lot of vivid dreams lately.
He said he had 2 in a row this week or something. I'm like, wow.
I ain't dreamed nothing.
I blank when
Oh
we
my
were
gosh,
like, we're gonna
my
talk about
dreams
dreams.
this week.
I stopped.
Okay, go for it, Oscar.
So a little context. I have been trying to smoke and drink less, just in general, just to be a healthier person.
You think you're better than us?
You think you're better than me?
You know, like I started drinking non-alcoholic beers, and I've been trying to go to bed earlier as well.
He
And
thinks he's better than us.
Wow.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
feel good
No
during
one
the
gets
day.
better themselves. in
Yeah,
that group.
well, I started reading one chapter of a book. What now?
So you think you're better than us too, huh?
I
Yeah.
don't want to toot my own horn, but I've been running more.
Wow. Get out of town.
What have I been doing? Nothing.
Let-
I've been going on dates.
Oh,
You think
Do
you're
more
better
of
than us?
that.
date
Yeah.
girl, date girl.
Date girl.
Anyways, Oscar, your dreams.
But one of the things I've noticed is I've been having more vivid dreams. Or even if I don't like remember my dream, I know that I had a dream. Whereas before I would just like sleep and then wake up and I'm like, I don't remember dreaming at all. So one of the dreams I had this week, me and my family, like my siblings and my parents, hijacked an airplane.
What?
Oh my god.
And the reason we hijacked this airplane was because we were going to take it to another country to try to stop a terrorist attack.
Yo.
But-
Fight fire with
Heroes.
fire.
We're
Yeah.
superheroes.
But everyone thought we were trying to commit the terrorist attack because we
What-
stole the plane.
what made them think
Right.
that?
Why not tell authorities instead of be like, we'll take matter into our own hands?
We're
So-
the good guys here.
And it wasn't like our private plane. It was like a commercial plane. So we flew this plane out to the ocean and there was a carrier, like a Navy carrier, like the one where the jets come
Yeah.
off. And we landed on the carrier and hijacked the carrier.
So which one of us was steering?
I don't remember. I just know we were on the plane.
Not Oscar,
It was
apparently.
probably Sam steering the plane.
I could see Leo
Why,
landing,
you're
landing
gonna
a
trust
plane
Leo
clean.
to do it?
I think he would do
I could
great.
see Leo like randomly being like, "Yeah, I just watch airplane videos, so I know how to do it."
I've been playing Flight Simulator.
He would do, like just randomly out of nowhere.
And then he would land without the landing gear.
No wheel, just boom.
He presses the eject button.
But did you die?
Shoots at it.
Yeah, but did you die?
So that was a pretty exciting dream.
Did it end? Did it have an ending?
I don't remember how it ended. I do
Okay.
remember we took the carrier from like the US all the way to Europe. Like we were in the Mediterranean and then I don't remember what happened after that.
Gotcha. That's common with dreams, like even especially when they're exciting too. Like I wake up before they end, or I just don't remember how it ended, and I'm like, "What happened?" It was so intense, so dramatic, and now I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
The worst is it's like you're dreaming of a beautiful girl and you're about to go in for the kiss, and then you wake up, you're like, "No, take me back to sleep. Take me back to sleep."
And sometimes you can do that. Sometimes you
I-
can
I,
go back.
I don't think I've ever picked
No,
back up.
I've
I
never
have.
successfully been able to fall back asleep and go into the same dream I was
Yeah.
just having.
I have multiple
Whoa.
times where I like wake up
Superpower.
and it's like it was a really nice dream. So I'm like, fuck. So I'll go back to bed and like I'll go back into the dream and I know I've came back to the dream.
That's
No.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
You're a
wish I
lucid
could do
dreamer?
that.
I've done that a few times too. Like
Uh-huh.
when I wake up in the morning and it's like early morning and I realize, oh shit, I was in the middle of dreaming. I'll go back to like close my eyes and I'll be like half awake,
Whoa.
half asleep and still dreaming.
So, okay, but if you're half awake, half asleep, do you think it's truly the dream or it's just you imagining it now?
Like
Like
you
how you want
imagining
it to
waking
go?
up?
No, it's not imagining because it feels different. Because
Okay.
I can feel myself kind of like dozing off where I'm like drifting away from being in bed and
Being in the dream.
Yeah,
Being in
like
the
I
dream.
no
Yeah.
longer know. Like I know that I'm no longer like any awake. Like I know
Yeah.
I know I'm dreaming.
And so in those situations, you're aware that you're back in the dream.
yeah,
Yes.
Can you control yourself, or is it like you're just watching the dream again?
watching the dream.
Whoa.
Sometimes I can control like if I want something to happen, like I just speak it into existence.
She is a lucid dreamer.
Yeah,
out
no,
here.
it seems like. Have
Yeah.
you ever
Huh?
like actively tried to like lucid dream? Like, I know
know
there
what
was this
lucid
time where I
dreaming
was
is?
trying to train myself to lucid dream.
It does happen where I can lucid dream, but it's not every dream that I have. But
Okay.
sometimes I'll be dreaming and then I'll realize like this isn't real and I'm dreaming. So sometimes I'll just get stuff to happen.
Like, do you like when you realize that? Like, my thought process is always like, I'm gonna make something crazy, like an elephant fall from the sky or something. Like, do you do crazy
because
stuff to
it just
prove it?
depends on what I'm dreaming about. I won't like dream like anything crazy, but like I'll like dream something that's possible within the dream that I'm dreaming.
Okay.
Within
Like,
the context of
something
what's going
good
on.
to happen.
Yeah, I
to
wouldn't
you.
be like, and let the piano fall from the sky. No. It'll
No.
be like maybe Zac Efron just happens to be around the corner.
He just turns the corner. Hey.
Yeah.
You're like, I really wish Zac Efron was here, and then you.
I really want some miso soup. Hey, miso soup.
Yeah, for me,
Soaring, flying.
I don't control the dream. I'm just watching it again.
Same. I can never control my dreams. They're just like happening to me.
Like from a third person perspective, or you're like in your
In
your
my
POV.
like I'm in my POV.
Okay, but yeah, your dream is happening at you, not
Yeah.
like you're within it.
Have you guys
Okay.
had someone else's perspective of watching you?
No.
No, I don't
I
think
have
so.
also. That's also happened to me.
I never that I was somebody else. I had a dream that I was like, it was like an aerial view.
Right.
Yeah,
I
I,
think I
guess
might
that's
have
what I
had
meant.
something
I'm
like
Or
sorry.
like,
It
yeah.
wasn't. I think it was like me watching TV.
Yeah,
but I
it's
was
more
in
like that. Like more like I'm
Yeah.
watching TV, not like I'm in someone else's body watching me.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
meant.
a fly on the wall type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like a camera.
I would say like 97% of mine are just like my perspective. I feel like
Yeah.
maybe once in a blue moon, maybe I'm like outside of my dream body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of the time I'm in my body, but sometimes I can see myself like a TV.
Yeah.
I've never seen myself.
Like a
in the
TV?
dream. Yeah, no.
You're always like in your body, like you have
Yeah.
your arms. Like, well,
Yeah.
I wonder if it's also because you play like video games like Call of Duty and stuff, where you're like that. You're the POV of the person.
Right, like a first person shooter or something.
I mean, I played games like in third person view, so it's like if there was a camera behind the person.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
never like that either, where you can see the back of your
No.
head.
Like Temple Run.
Yeah. like
Should I
Temple
spit
Run.
out the first fun fact? Or not yet?
Well, no, you just cut off our conversation. I was gonna say also because you said, have you actually had a dream of you're about to kiss a girl and then you wake up, or was that you were just joking around?
No, I mean, it's definitely like in the context of, yes, like a dating situation.
Mhm.
And I'm like, she was gorgeous. Like, and okay, so here's a fun fact. Sorry to steal your thunder there, but they say you can't make up people's faces. Like, anyone in your
Mhm.
dream is supposedly someone that you've maybe seen on the street.
Yeah, I've
Or
heard
long-
that before.
like
I don't
a
know
friend-
how true that is,
right.
but
Right.
But I'm
It's
just like,
true.
I've never seen this beautiful woman before. Like, take me back.
Mhm.
And so it's just like funny to think about. I'm like, maybe I've crossed paths with this person and just either had the same thought, or maybe my brain just was like, oh, that's a beautiful person, but like I'm busy thinking about something else.
Mm.
So that might have been an inspiration for me trying to lucid dream as like a teenager or something.
Uh-huh. So you could be like, I can date these beautiful women in
Yeah.
my dreams.
As you can tell, I was very popular with the women in high school.
Dating simulator.
Dating
For real.
simulator.
Why you
Trying to make a
really.
dating. I'm
Scary.
trying to put me in The Sims.
If you've seen Don't Worry, Darling. Spoiler.
Oh.
So the other dream that I had, so I was here in my house and I think it was like the middle of the night, or it was about to be morning. It was like early morning, and I went down to the first floor and my TV was missing and my Switch was missing and like a bunch of stuff from the living room was missing. And I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, wait a minute. Did we just get robbed? And then I see someone like through the curtain, like about to come into my house, and then they open the door and they see me, and then they close the door and go back out. So I chase after them and they try to like ride away on their bike, and I grab their bike and I'm like, what are you doing? And it was like a kid, and this kid is the one that robbed like the house. And I'm like, all right, listen, like whatever you need to do, like whatever situation you're going through, I get it, but I need my stuff back. And he's like, nah, I'm not gonna give you your stuff back. And I'm like, well, at least give me my Switch back. You can keep, I'm like, you can keep the TV, but give me the Switch back.
You
And
can
he's
keep
like,
my sister's passport, but just give me my Switch back.
and he's like, and I'm like, I'll give you $80. Just give me my Switch back.
Oh
You
my
never
God.
negotiate with the terrorists.
Just call the police.
yeah, why would you just call the police?
And then this other person in my dream who was like, well known through the neighborhood, was like walking by, and then he comes up to us like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And I'm like, "This kid just robbed me," and like they knew each other, and then I just start talking to this guy, and like in the middle of like talking to him, I just started. Like, I just broke down and started crying.
In your dream?
Yeah.
You're like, he took my Switch and he won't give it back to me, and I offered him $80.
You were stressed.
And I was crying so hard in my dream that I woke up. Like,
Crying?
Did you have any tears?
no,
in your
I didn't
eyes?
have any tears, but I was like, like breathing
Yes.
myself.
Yes,
That's-
how that
yes.
happens.
Crazy.
It was like, and I was like, what? That was a dream.
Yeah.
And that's like what woke you up probably.
when you wake up like crying, but like the heavy breathing
Yeah.
crying.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you know you're about to break.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ugh.
It's funny when it's just a random dream it's not even like, oh, a thing that you've been thinking about that's like upsetting you. It's just like a random thing and you're just like, your brain is like, release. Time to start crying.
I wonder if it's a trauma from all our stolen packages that we've had.
That's what I was
Honestly-
thinking. I was like, is he retelling the story when he got robbed at your house?
We did also get robbed when we were like in high school.
Oh, yeah. Dang, I forgot
And
about
didn't
that.
they steal your PlayStation or something?
They
They stole the PlayStation 3, the Wii.
He's not over it.
I think a TV.
A TV.
Yeah.
It was funny because we also had like, this is when Nintendo DSs were really big at the
Huge.
time, and we had like 4 of them for some reason. I mean, like maybe one for each kid. And like the day before, I had just gotten this like new storage box, and I was like, I'm gonna put all the Nintendo DS stuff in this storage box. So I took all the DSs, all the games, and put them in this box, and I had it in my room. And when we got robbed, the robber did not step foot in my room because it
Yeah.
was so messy in there. So the first
Not
thing my
worth the
dad
trouble.
asked when I got home was like, do you have the DSs? And I looked and I was like, yeah, I have all of them. And he was like, okay, good.
All the kids are like, yes, let's go. Who wants to play Mario Kart?
Yeah, I was like, we still got the DSs.
So Robert went into Sam's room and was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to find
Yeah,
it.
he probably like just opened the door and then just closed the door again.
Couldn't open the door, just Polly Pockets
Yes,
blocking the
it's
door.
just
You're
a
like,
mess
whoa.
everywhere. It's like not worth it. I don't have time for this.
He'll
Like,
get
I
caught
didn't bring
before.
gloves. Like, I'm not going through here.
Also, I didn't have like a real TV in my room. Like my TV was a small computer monitor that my parents just like hooked up to the TV system, I guess. So like it was like not worth stealing either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember coming home to like that because I was the first one to come home and notice, and I was like, "Where's the TV?" I was like, "This place feels a little off," and then I was like, "Wait a minute, where's my PlayStation?" And then like my dad showed up like 10 minutes later. And I'm like, "I think we got robbed," and he was like, "Oh yeah, we did get robbed."
What?
Like he already knew.
Casual.
No, he didn't, but like. He like looked around the house. He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Cause I didn't move anything."
Yeah, and you would think, oh maybe he's fixing something. And
Yeah.
if he
If he
That's-
didn't know about it, then I don't know about it. We got robbed.
Yeah.
That must be such an interesting feeling as I guess like a kid, right?
Well, I was in 9th grade. I was in high school.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's a little. But imagine like coming home from like late elementary or middle school, and
Well, that
I
was
would
how
freak
I was.
out. Oh yeah, how'd
Well,
you?
I didn't like freak out because I didn't know what was happening. Because when I got home, I feel like you guys were a little bit frantic, and so my dad was like, "Where's this?" And I was like the DSs are in my room. And then I like walked into Oscar's room, and I was like, "Where's Oscar's TV?" Because we had always watched TV in his room for
Yeah.
some reason. And then my dad wasn't answering any of my questions, and he's just like going
Could
back.
you
and
imagine you just being so stressed out that you just got robbed and your fucking little child is like, what's going on? Where's Oscar's TV?
I want to
That
watch
was me.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, I was like, I want to watch TV. Where is it? And my dad just like pacing back and forth, looking
Yeah.
throughout the house to see what's missing. And I'm like, what's happening? No one is saying anything. Like, I didn't register to me that we were robbed until I think maybe Oscar told me, like, somebody took our stuff. And I was like,
You're like, why
Oh.
would they do that? Like you're a kid.
I was like, who? Who was it?
Tell me.
I'll go to their house right now.
So, yeah. And then, like, the next week, my dad set up security cameras, and we never got robbed again.
Heck yeah.
Before we go back to the dreams, I want to talk about the security cameras
Uh-oh. I think I know
Don't
what
tell,
story
not
is
the
the-
neighbor story.
because
That's so mean.
should I not tell?
We were kids.
What?
I wasn't there,
We were
but
cruel. How
So
could we be so cruel?
we knew where we could go to watch the security cameras.
Okay.
So like we could see who was at the door. And we had this one neighbor that like he would come over every day, and at one point it got kind of annoying because it's like we don't want to hang out every day, we don't want to do stuff every day. Like even when no one was over, he would just come over, and I was like, so there was a few people over already, like,
but we just specifically did not want to hang out with the neighbor.
Story, you guys are cruel.
so we already had a few people over, and we're like, all right, we know he's gonna come at some point today. So we like camped out in front of the like security camera and like waited till he came.
And like then, we're watching him on the screen.
We watched him come, and we left him a note on the front door saying, hey, we're not home, but you know, here's an invitation to something going on later this week. So
we were planning a water balloon fight, and we wanted him to go to that, but we didn't want to hang out that day. So we left a note and said, here's come this day for the water balloon fight. We're not here today.
Yeah. Not 100% cruel then.
Yeah. So he came over, he knocked, and he waited there like 5 minutes.
We literally saw him. Like he was standing there like arms crossed. And it was like arms crossed, tapping your foot, arms on your hips, like, you know, when you're waiting like in the TV shows. And I was like, we're being so mean. Like he's just standing there, but we were all like giggling too. Like he doesn't know we're down here. We're all like being quiet too because we didn't want to like noise coming from the house.
Like all lights off. We're like eating our ramen, watching the camera.
Yes.
Wasn't he like, I know you guys are in there or something like that?
He might have. No, I don't think so. I think he was like just knocking and like, you know, like when you're looking in through the window and you put your hands over your eyes. He was like doing that at the door.
Yeah.
Dang.
And
he knew something was up.
Yeah, he's like, there's no way they're not here. But we really were not there. No, we were, but we're pretending to not be there.
Dang.
And then after he left, we waited maybe like 30 minutes and then we went outside to play.
He probably heard y'all from his house.
Right.
Pobrecito.
Ay, pobrecito.
Good times.
Good times. I mean, it's a funny memory now, but I do feel bad about it. And I feel like I also felt bad in the moment, but I was also like, I don't want to hang out.
And you weren't the oldest one there, so you can be like, all right, guys, let's stop. You're kind of just like rolling with it.
Well, and I was like, I'm also not going to confront him and be like, we don't want to hang out with you today. When one different one of our neighbors was hanging out with us.
On that note, I'm actually going to head out now.
Alrighty.
Right. Thanks for sharing your hijacking dreams.
I can't wait to hear the rest of the dreams.
Yeah.
You'll have to wait till it airs.
In like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm excited.
Bye, Oscar.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Sam, there's a huge fly right there.
Dude, I know. I saw it earlier and I was going to say something and I was like, I don't want everybody to... I was like, I don't want to distract everybody. We finally got the podcast started.
Yeah.
I thought it was a spider.
Dude, sometimes, because they'll just land on the wall and they're huge, right? So if I'm sitting at my desk, I'll see it out the corner of my eye and I'm like, oh my God, it's a big ass spider. And then I'll turn my head and it's the fly. And I'm like, I hate you.
You killed it?
I squeezed it. Not with my hand, no. I went like this. And I squeezed it, so half of his body it's squished.
And it's all fluttering?
Yeah, I think it's... No, it's dead.
Are you sure? It kind of looks alive. Dude! I don't know if it's dead.
No, it's moving.
It's still alive. Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, I could see it through the
blinds.
The Persian.
Oh, now it's dead.
Oh,
now
gosh.
it's dead.
It's all splattered.
Gosh.
That was killing a fly live on the podcast. We've had a fly infestation like this week, and I killed 10 flies yesterday.
Yeah, I was just here for like before the pod, and I killed one too. So that's one for my kill streak.
Mm-hmm. Luna killed one and ate it like 2 days ago.
They're literally so big.
They're the biggest flies ever.
I've ever seen. I feel like
they're disgusting how big they are.
They don't bite you because I feel like big horse flies like that bite.
Bite?
No, these ones don't.
Because these are indoor ones.
I was looking into it. I do think they're still house flies, not horse flies. They're just huge.
Steroids, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
GMOs.
Every time I kill one, I'm like, hopefully that's the last one. And then like 2 minutes later, I see another one flying. I'm like, where are they coming from? Anyways, I guess we can get back into some dreaming topics.
Okay.
I did do a little bit of research to kind of just get some more scientific knowledge behind dreams. I will say there's not a bunch of research on dreams just because, like, how would you research a dream? You can't, like, go into someone's brain and watch what they're watching as a scientist, you know?
Right.
So, like, there's no real way to research dreams, but we kind of know when dreams happen in your sleep cycle. So, per clevelandclinic.org, most dreaming occurs during your REM or rapid eye movement portion of the sleep cycle. Sleep studies show that our brainwaves are almost as active during REM cycles as they are while we're awake, which is also why dreams can be so vivid. Like,
yeah, that's
crazy to think about.
and weird also because it's called rapid eye movement.
Mm-hmm.
So that means like your eyelids are closed, but your eyes in there going crazy.
Yeah,
What?
I've like seen videos of people sleeping in REM, and you can see like the eyes moving underneath the eyelids, like back and forth.
That's so.
Which, like, I mean, if you
weird.
close your eyes and you like put your finger and you move your eye, like
You
you
can
can
feel it.
literally feel it moving. Like it's because your eyes aren't a perfect circle;
Right.
they're an oval shape,
It's
and
like the lens,
and
or
the lens
whatever.
protrudes a bit, so that's why it's visible. Crazy. So try it. Tell your friend to close their eyes
Yeah,
and move them.
sleep. Go up to your friend and be like, "Sleep. I want to watch you."
I want to watch your REM. But that's also why I think if you wake up in the middle of your REM cycle, you're more likely to remember your dream, or it'll be like super vivid in your memory because you were literally just in it.
Right.
So I think that's what's happening. Some theories of why we dream. Do you guys have any thoughts before I read off what this article says?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and obviously a lot of the things we do, I feel like aren't built for modern society, more like for survival, like primitive kind of hunter-gatherer stuff. So I'm thinking it's a way for our brain to remain active and like alert. So if things go on around you, like they maybe sneak into your dream, and if it's like a crazy dream, maybe it'll wake you up, and who knows, maybe it's an opposing tribe or a wildebeest or something's attacking you.
Kind of like an alarm's going off and it fuses into your dream, and you're like, now the dream is like urgent, something's happening in here.
Right. And
Or
like
what?
what we were just talking about, like when Oscar kind of woke himself up because of the anxiety or whatever, the crying, I wonder if the brain has taught itself to do that because we're so vulnerable when we're asleep. So it's like it creates a bodily reaction so that you wake up. That's my theory.
I mean, I would assume that it's because I guess it's like kind of the same, but I think your brains just still like continue working after you're sleeping. I just think certain parts.
Grind don't stop.
Yeah, literally the grind don't stop. But I think mostly sleeping is like you relaxing your muscles and like sleeping, but like your brain is still on.
Because you still need to breathe.
Right, you still need to be
That's
aware of
true.
your surroundings and all. So I'm gonna guess it's like kind of like hallucinations in a way.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like also, obviously we live consciously, but like I wonder if the brain works itself out through its subconscious thoughts, and that's why the dreams can be weird or related to your past traumas or to whatever stress you might have going on.
I just think it's crazy, like how our brains. Because I was also doing a little research on dreams, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just the brain itself. It's like it's literally the reason how we're able to do things and think about stuff. That's all our brains.
It's what puts us at the top of the food chain. It's crazy.
I mean, all animals have brains, but ours is just more brainy.
More wrinkles, I guess.
Well, what you were saying of like kind of just like the processing of your subconscious and stuff, I think that's more the general consensus of what people believe dreams are for. So this article is saying it may represent an important cognitive functioning. Brain activity that occurs when we're dreaming is similar to the memory processing brain activity we experience when we're awake. So it might help us process and manage our emotions. Basically, it serves as a sort of data dump to clear the day's useless memories and also cache the valuable ones. So it's kind of like just processing. It can be multiple things, help you go through your feelings or process like what happened that day, or just like categorize, log your memories, however, dispose of the ones you don't need, I guess. Which I do agree with that, because sometimes I'll have a dream and it'll be like this random thing is happening in the dream, and then I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, there was a bagel in my dream because I ate a bagel yesterday. And it's like I never dream of bagels and I don't often eat bagels. So like a lot of times I can pinpoint specific things in my dreams to like conversations or thoughts I had the day or 2 days before.
Yeah, so it's like you're saying, like obviously your brain's not gonna cache that one in, like, oh, bagels are not that important because you only ever have them once in a blue moon. I wonder if when you're sleeping, that's like, oh, acknowledge it in real life, acknowledge it subconsciously in your dream, get rid of that, and then maybe you don't think about bagels for like 2 months or something.
I don't know, but I just think like that's pretty cool. I mean, it's just like helping you process what you've seen throughout the day.
And it's like, especially now, like we have literal supercomputers in our pockets. I feel like if we didn't dump it, I wonder what if you'd feel like more groggy or slower, if the brain wasn't actively like, forget that little interaction you had at the coffee shop. Like, it's not important in the grand scheme of things. Like, it'd be so weird if we could just remember everything.
Yeah. Should I jump into the most common dreams or nightmares?
I'm curious as to what the most common dreams are, because
I say we leave the nightmares one for the end.
Ooh.
Okay.
I also have a sex dream.
Oh. Okay, well, I can just list off the 8 or 9 most common dreams. Some of these also might fall under the category of nightmares, but these are just kind of what a lot of people tend to dream about and talk about, and so they've written articles about it. And I'm sure everyone listening will have at least one of these. I know I've had like at least a couple of these, but definitely some of these I've actually never had, even though they're common. So I don't think these are in any particular order. It's just a bunch of them. So falling, being naked in public, being chased, losing your teeth, which I have heard is like the most common dream.
Yeah, that's the one that, and it's so memorable because I know
traumatic.
I've had multiple of them.
Yeah. Dying, could be yourself or someone else. Taking a test, infidelity, so cheating.
Ooh.
Flying, and pregnancy.
That's definitely a nightmare. No.
But I've actually never had a dream where I lose my teeth, but I've heard of like from most people that they have. Yeah, I've never had a dream like that. And I'm happy I haven't.
I've heard it's like when you're really stressed. And I know that's true because I had braces and all that stuff. So like I feel like my teeth are one of my better qualities. And so if I were to lose that, I would instantly just stop what I'm doing and start crying. So in the dreams, I can feel them, and it's because it'll be like throughout a day or even like a week, and it's like I'll be brushing my teeth or something, and one tooth falls out, and I'm like, oh no, and then slowly they all start falling out, and it's like, no, that's like 4.
Wow.
It's like so crazy.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I've only had one, and it happened this year where I had a dream of like me losing my teeth, and it freaked me out because I've never dreamt about like losing my teeth before.
Do you think like it was because you were stressed or what?
It possibly, but like it happened this year, like earlier this year. And I remember like thinking, because I remember like in the dream I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna fix this? Like I'm gonna have to go to the dentist, and I like it seemed so real that it like woke me up. But I was like, oh my god, thank God. And I was like, I was so confused on why I was dreaming about me losing my teeth, because I've never had a dream like that before.
So when it happened, were you worried about your appearance, like how you would look?
Yeah, I was worried about my appearance. I wasn't worried why my teeth were just randomly falling off. I was just like, how am I gonna be normal, like without my teeth?
Yeah.
It's like, am I gonna have to wear dentures?
Wow. It's interesting because both of you kind of hit on like the appearance part of it. Like you're like, my teeth is one of my best features.
Yeah.
So I've heard commonly that it's a stress dream, like you're just going through a stressful time in life or whatever. But on this article that it said losing teeth might mean that you are worried about your attractiveness or appearance.
Ooh.
So I haven't typically heard of that, but it seems like it kind of resonates with both of your guys' thoughts in it.
Your self-esteem must be crazy high, Sam. She's like, I never worry.
I guess so. And so they may also indicate you're concerned about your ability to communicate, or you're concerned that you might have said something embarrassing.
Oh, I do that
Honestly,
all the time.
All of those bullet points can hit me.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about earlier, I tend to be blunt and not worry that I'm being embarrassing about what I say. So maybe that's also why I don't have those dreams.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, damn, why did I say that to just a random person passing by?
You're telling us like, I can't believe I said this to someone. And we're like, David, you didn't say anything weird. That was like a totally normal thing to say.
I'm just like, why? And then I open my mouth and my teeth are all
your
gone.
teeth are out. Have you guys had any of those other common dreams?
I think my most common dream that I have is like being chased.
I've only had one dream. That's a lie. 2 dreams where I was chased. Maybe 3 dreams where I was chased, but they were all when I was younger. Nothing recent.
I was going to say, maybe I don't have that perceived danger as much, like as a man. But like as a kid, I feel like I probably had a couple of those, but now I'm just like, well, one, if they're faster than me, rip, because I'm not running too far. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I don't have that kind of danger in my brain often. So for the other, I definitely have a lot of ones where I'm pregnant. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
So I guess in your chasing dreams, to get more detail, what's happening?
So
What's the
I guess that's
context?
my chasing dreams are kind of like every time I dream of me getting chased, it's the same one. And surprisingly, when I'm being chased is when I become lucid. Because for some reason, like me running and like being chased like makes me think like this isn't real. Like, well, most of the time too, a lot of times like it's like a demon chasing me.
Oh no.
Or like a big bulky dude like trying to get me. So I automatically makes me think, and I've had it so many times that I know like if I'm being chased in a way that doesn't make sense, like I'm dreaming. So I become lucid in my dreams and I end up killing whatever's chasing
Oh
me.
my
That's
gosh.
power right there.
That was actually gonna be my next question. If you guys have ever killed someone in your dreams, because I have it, but it's normally like for self-defense. Like it's never just me like walking down the
Murdering
street
people.
and killing people. No, it's normally and right before I kill the person, and like and this is what I mean when I lucid dream. Like even though I know it's a dream, I'm not just gonna be like I can just stop thinking about this and it would all go away. I'm still in the same like setting. I just know that I can protect myself because this is my dream. So and right before I kill the person, I'm like, this isn't real, but like for right now, I need to protect myself, so I'll kill the person. It's normally like stabbing them with something.
Ooh.
That's real active.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the killing in our dreams, I'll just read off some things of the theories of what being chased means in your dream.
Okay.
So I guess the overall theory is that you're trying to avoid something in your daily life.
Possibly. I believe it.
But they also give like 3 scenarios. So if you're being chased by an animal, you might be hiding from your own anger, passions, or feelings. If you're being chased by an unknown chaser,
Like a demon.
it might represent a childhood experience or past trauma. Dun, dun,
Okay.
dun. And if you're being chased by a member of the opposite sex, it suggests that you are afraid of love or haunted by a past relationship.
Yep, that makes sense.
Ooh.
I'll check mark all those.
She's like, that's the one I'd be stabbing the most.
When I was a kid, I had a dream of being chased by wolves through a forest, like me and my dad. And then we like ran into my house, which was like a cottage, and my mom was washing the dishes and it was over. So
I feel like you've told me that before, but like you went into like details like, dang, that sounds scary.
it was scary. I don't remember as many details now, but it was like, yeah, I was like running through the forest and I could see like, you know, like in TV, like movies where you see people running through trees and it's like you
Like
see the
cutscenes.
predator every now and then. And it's like, oh, it was like
Yeah.
that.
Dang,
So-
what were you running from, Sam, in your daily life?
Yeah, I was a child. I don't know. I had the dream as a kid, and maybe I just didn't know how to process my anger towards
True.
my parents. And then my mom was just there washing dishes, and I was like, "Why am I angry at my parents?"
Right. It makes you like process it
Yeah.
subconsciously, where you're like, why am I mad? Because imagine if we're running through the woods.
Mm-hmm. Like
wolves. I want
they're
my
gonna
dad to
have
be
my
safe.
back, and I want them to be safe. And yeah, so I don't know. That was my chasing dream. Another one, I had an unknown chaser. And they were getting really close to me, and then I turned around and it was my grandpa, and then he gave me a hug, and I was like, "Why were you chasing me like that? That was so
You
scary.
silly goose."
That was so scary. Why would you chase me like that?"
and then you asked, and then he's like, his like real chill laugh.
Yeah. But the killing dreams, I think I've only had 2 dreams where I killed something, and both of the times it was not like human. Like one of them was a witch,
Ooh.
and she was like trying to kill me, and so I actually don't know if I technically killed her in this dream. I subdued her, scooped out her eyeballs with a spoon, and then buried her in the ground. But I think she was alive in the ground. She was just, well, maybe she died eventually.
She's
I
a
don't
witch.
know. I don't know if
had a
witches can
witch.
breathe like
I
that.
had a witch dream too, and I also killed her in my dream. I didn't scoop at her eyes.
I was like, is that the
I think
process?
I burned her.
I would think that's to get rid of a witch,
Well,
not scoop out their eyeballs.
Yeah, because and I remember also being lucid in that dream after running away from her for a while. I think I woke up and I was like, oh shit, it was a dream, and I went back to sleep and I got back into the dream. I was like, I know how to get out of this, because my little sister was also in the dream, so I was like, I know what to do.
I've thought this through.
You're like, I gotta save my sister in my dream and let me go back to bed. But Yeah, so that was the one where I killed a witch. And then the other one, it was like a zombie apocalypse, and there was this zombie baby. I was in Africa. For some reason, I know that. And then there was a zombie baby, and actually, maybe I didn't kill it. No, maybe it was me. Well, I was with Derek Shepherd from Grey's Anatomy.
Make dreamy.
So one of us killed the zombie baby. I think it was me, and we just like stabbed it with a knife
I've
till it
always
died.
wanted a zombie apocalypse dream.
No, they're
I think
scary.
it'd be so scary.
Oh,
I don't know if I've ever killed anyone in.
I had another zombie apocalypse dream once, and in the dream, I like ran to my grandma's house, and my aunt Jeanette came out in like zombie killing gear.
She'd be ready.
Yeah, and then like my neighbor was there, even though he doesn't live by my grandma's house, he was there, and then I like watched him get taken by the zombies. But I told him that when I saw him like the next time in real life. I was like, "You were in my dream last night." He's like, "Oh, really? What happened?" I was like, "Oh, you got killed by zombies." And he was like, "Oh." But that was a short dream. It was just like him getting killed and my aunt coming out in zombie gear, and then like it was over.
And you're like, whew,
It
safe.
wasn't a full apocalypse dream, so that was good.
Maybe it was just one zombie.
Yeah. You haven't had dreams of killing anybody?
I don't
Anything?
think so. I think I live more in fear of being killed in my dreams. I think I'm more likely to like die than to be killed.
Wait, what?
In my dreams, in my
like
dreams.
Okay.
Have you had dreams where you die?
Like right before you're about to die, and there's that fear is like if you die in your dreams, you die in real life. Like I've always had that fear.
Oh.
Someone probably said it in elementary school or something
Yeah.
dumb, and I was like,
So you have a
and
dream where you're about to die.
yeah, like, and I can't remember the details, but I know that's happened a handful of times. And then I like wake up in the pen. It's like, you know, kind of like that falling feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, good thing I woke up, or else I would have maybe died in real life too.
Have you ever had a dream that you died?
I've
You're
had,
dying? Or
I think I've had one dream where I'm about to die, but then I wake up. I think it was me, but I don't know, because sometimes I'll have like I'm looking at myself, but it's not like my point of view. But I think I've had it like once, maybe.
Actually, don't think I've ever had a dream that I was about to die. I've had the falling sensation, but I don't even think I had like a falling dream. I just like wake up with the sudden jerk. So that's good for me. I have had dreams that other people have died.
Yeah.
And that is the one time I did wake up like crying because I had a dream that like 3 people from my family died. Like,
oh no.
and it was like a joint funeral. In the dream, everything feels so real. So I was like crying, like ugly crying at the funeral. And then I woke up ugly crying, and I was like checking Facebook, like, oh, they're still alive.
It's like they're posting like their food or something.
I think the dying dreams are the only of like you watching someone else die is the only ones that have made me cry and have woken me up and like from crying, because I'll be crying in my sleep. It won't be like tears, but it will be like the gasping, like
Yeah.
and that will wake you up. I think one I had one time a while back was when my ex-boyfriend like died in my dream.
Ooh.
At the time I loved him. So it did wake me up, but even after I woke up, I still thought he was dead. I was still in shock that I was like, I didn't realize it was a dream.
You're like, that was so real. He's
Yeah,
really dead.
Literally. And then I think I had also a dream where like my sister died, and that one too, like me, like I woke up like crying, or maybe my mom died too. Ugh, that's like terrible dreams, because you don't realize it's a dream until you wake up.
Yeah.
I've never been lucid in those dreams. Like it just like I wake up and I realize it was a dream.
Quick tidbit on dreams about dying. So, popular dream interpretation suggests that dreams about dying reflect anxiety about change or the fear of the unknown. Dreaming about the death of a loved one can reflect a similar fear of change, especially with regard to children. The dreams reflect mourning of the passage of time. So that makes sense. I guess we don't have children, but if as a parent and you see your child growing up, you're just like sad about like they're never going to be a kid anymore.
Yeah, like the lost childhood.
That's going to be my future nightmares. But of this list, I would say my most common dream is taking a test.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's like a dream that I have frequently, that I'm like in school and it's like finals and I have to like, it's usually like a social studies class in high school or something.
Right.
And I'm like, I haven't been to class all year.
And it's
I
like
have
either
the
you
final.
know it or you don't.
Well, and it's also like, did I fail all the like all the work, or can I still do the work? Like, is there a point in taking the test? Did I turn any homework in? Can I turn it in now for credit? Like, have I even done it? All of that stuff is running through my mind, and I'm also like, I also don't know anything that's going to be on this test.
No, I actually had that same feeling too, and it felt like such a long dream that it almost felt like I had it over multiple nights. But it's like, I guess it's processing going through the school year, because it was the same thing in English class for me, where it's like, oh, I haven't been doing any of the, or no, it might have been a math class. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll catch up on the homework whenever. And then it's like towards the end, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna have like a D plus or something.
Or like,
if that.
Yeah, I feel like oftentimes I dream about school, which is annoying. I mean, I'm not in school. I haven't been in school for like over 5 years, but it's like, I didn't know I had a class scheduled on Tuesdays, Thursdays, so I just haven't gone all year.
Yeah. And then your heart sinks and you're
yes, like that sinking feeling, and you're just like, oh no, like I have a great GPA and this is gonna ruin it for me.
Oh, because I forgot. Like, I feel so dumb. That for some reason when we were talking, something about like doing the musicals came up, and I have dreams like that sometimes where it's dress rehearsal week, and I'm like, I don't know any of my lines, and then I'll remember our high school musical director being like, you know what? I'm not going to be the one on stage looking like a fool. So either y'all are going to figure it out or you're not. And it's like something that I could 100% see her saying in real life.
Yeah.
And then I just feel so dumb. I'm like, I played a lead role last year and it was so good. And this time I'm just going to ruin it my senior year. Like, why? But then I'm also like fully grown. So it's like so stressful.
No, same thing. Well, because I did dance growing up and we did like competitions. So occasionally I'll have like a stress dream about dance. It's the same scenario that I haven't been going to class. And then like, it's like the dress rehearsal and they're like, okay, Sam, jump into your spot in the dance. And then I'm like, I have no idea what's happening. I don't know any of the choreography and I'm going to ruin the whole thing. So yeah, those are like what my stress dreams are most commonly. And it's funny because one time at work, so one of like the partners at my job was in the office at the client with us. And we just like he randomly brought up like, you know, I had a weird dream, and he's like, I have this dream pretty often and I've never heard of anyone else having the dream. And then I just blurted out, I was like, is it that you're going to take a test and you haven't been to class all year? And he was like, actually, yeah. I was like, I have that dream all the time. And he's like, that's crazy. I've never heard of someone else like having that dream too. And I was like, oh yeah. And so then in that moment I was like, I'm like the partner, because he's like the big boss, and I was like, we have the same stress dream, like that's something cool.
Everyone in the room's like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
I feel like it definitely has to do a lot with your personality and the way you think, because I've never had a test taking dream. Yeah, I've never had one of those,
which like makes sense. We're both in the accounting field and have similar paths of logic there.
I think my brother has told me of him like having a dream where he's about to take a test, but he like knows nothing about the test, and like he knows he's gonna fail it. So I think it's like, you know how like your brain separated by two, and either you use more of the right side or the left side. Either you're a number person or like
a feelings person.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, from what the people that have told me that have had this dream, they're more like number people.
And I wonder if like, because when I think about like high school and college and stuff, I feel like a big identifier for myself was like, oh, I'm like the smart kid, or I'm like the studious one.
Yes, definitely for both of us, like that's something we were known for.
Or the honors kids or whatever, the gifted kids.
What?
Save that for conspiracy.
What?
Dude. I gotta.
Save
I'll tell you guys later. But yeah, just like the whole.
And there's always so much pressure on us to be like academically the best because of that.
And so I'm sure that was a huge stressor for us growing up. And now it's just
now
like,
it manifests itself as our main stress dream. Like,
hate to see it.
Yeah, but this article says to dream of failing an exam, being late for one, or being unprepared shows that you feel unprepared in the challenges of working life.
Wow.
And I'm like, I mean, my work can be stressful, like, and sometimes it's like imposter syndrome. Am I meant to be here? Because I still feel like a child. But then I look around at the younger people and I'm like, okay, no, I know what I'm doing. But it can stress you out. So yeah, that's funny. I guess, do you guys want to talk about any of the other most common dreams? I know flying is one on here, which is a dream that I've had kind of frequently.
Like your person or like in a plane?
Like my person is flying through the air.
I think I've had one or two. I don't think I have frequently.
Yeah, I feel like I've also only had them once or twice, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm above the clouds. Like, I'm just like thinking about it logistically. I'm like, how am I gonna land? Like that type of stuff. I don't enjoy it, I feel like.
Gotcha. Well, it's funny because like when I was a kid, I frequently had dreams that I could fly, and they felt so real. Like I was like, I really can fly, but it would only be within my house. I was never outdoors. I was just like flying through the rooms
That
or
was
like down the hall.
That was my worry. I was like, I'm scared that if I take off, someone will see me, and then I'll be like a security threat to the nation or something. So like, I don't know.
That segues into my other type of flying dream that I've had more as like an adult. And it's a dream that I'm flying out in like the city and the townspeople can see me and they get like pitchforks and torches.
Like a
and
witch?
they're chasing after me for flying. And they're like, and for some reason, I don't fly very high in those dreams. Like I'm just like one person above them. So like,
They can throw things at you.
yeah, like they're reaching for my ankles, trying to pull me down. And I'm like kicking at them, like, get away from me, let me fly.
Really?
Is it
Like-
from like your perspective, or is it like you're watching yourself fly?
That one is more, I think, third party perspective.
Okay. So when I have the flying dreams, it's more of my perspective, and sometimes I can see myself like sleeping.
That is definitely lucid dreaming.
Yo, yeah, like you float out of your body.
Yeah, I've thought about that too. I'm like, am I like, what's the word? Astro projecting?
Astro projecting,
Yeah.
yes, that's
Astro
the one.
projecting, because I've had like one or two dreams where like I'm like flying, but I can see like I can see my body. Now I don't know if it's like me in my room here, but like my childhood room. Yeah.
So
So
you're
I
like
would.
imagining looking at your body.
Yeah, I'm imagine like I can see myself like sleeping in my bed.
Isn't it crazy how, and I mean, I guess it's not crazy because it's your dreams. Literally anything can happen. But you'll be in a completely new setting, but in your dream you're like, oh no, this is my house, or like
Yeah.
this is like where I'm supposed
You know
to be.
exactly where you are.
Even
But
if
it's
you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like so weird. You're like, I need to go back to my room or whatever. I feel like in my flying dreams, I guess I have it more often than I'm remembering, or it's kind of all coming back to me, but I feel like I'm trying to teach someone else, or I'm like, hey, I can fly, like watch this. We'll be like in a field or something, and I'll like do a couple of zooms, and then those are the ones where I do feel like happy. I'm like, yo, I feel good. And this person's like chill about it, and I guess since it's a dream, they can also fly, but they're like noobs at it, so I'm just like, look at me,
You're like
it's
Peter
so
Pan
easy. Yeah,
teaching Wendy.
Exactly.
That's funny. Yeah. So in mine, I'm normally like, they can reach me until I have to consciously think about flying higher. So if I consciously think about it, then I will fly higher. But then like if I start dozing off, I'll start drifting and then they get close to me again. So then I'll like think about it more and I'll fly
That's
higher
scary.
and I'll like land in a tree and like hide there until like they leave. Or I'll land on a building and hang out with some birds.
I thought
Sounds
of,
like
I'm chilling.
there is a fearful one that I have sometimes where it's like a kite, where it's like I don't know how to reel myself in, and then it's like the fear of like I'm
like just floating off
everything's
into
getting
space.
smaller and smaller, and I'm like, oh, I guess the logistics again, like how am I going to get back home, quote
Yeah.
unquote? 'Cause I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Man, I guess I have had a couple of flying dreams.
Yeah.
Then.
Well, flying dreams can represent feelings of freedom and independence. I'm guessing that's more like the happy ones.
Yeah.
But they can also indicate a desire to flee or escape the realities of life. Which,
Yeah.
But I feel like
who
the
doesn't?
ones, the ones of like drifting away probably are more for stress and like
Yeah.
fears of getting lost. I don't know, or like you're not going the right way or something.
Right.
Maybe.
You're just like a little out of control sense.
Yeah, out of control.
Have any of your dreams that you like have a lot of times have they ever become true?
Like a deja vu type thing.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think so. I feel like I don't have normal dreams. Like anytime I have a dream, it's not something that could ever happen in real life. Like the most realistic ones are the test taking ones, which is also why they're so scary.
Yes.
But like all the other dreams I have are absolutely wild.
Yeah.
It's funny because sometimes I'll wake up in the morning to a long ass text from Sam, and she'll like tell us about the crazy stuff that she dreamed about, and I just happen to be like one little part of it, but she tells the whole thing, and then she'll always sign it off like, I just had to send that before I forgot.
And then it's always at like 4 a.m. and then
Yeah.
sending these text messages to people.
It's so funny.
I did the last time I did that. You texted me back like at first I didn't read the I just had this dream and I just saw the car crash part and I was like, oh no.
So I was like, yeah, like you wake up right away. I was like, oh dang, it must be serious. It's a long text. And it's like the half asleep. I was like, car accident. Are you okay? Like what?
And then you read the first sentence. This just happened in my dream, and you're like, bruh.
A little heart attack to wake you up. Goodness, I don't even need coffee that day.
What did you ask?
Like if they've
If they ever come
like,
true. No. Have you had a dream that comes true?
I've had a couple of dreams where I'm being told something and then they end up being true in real life.
Like chisme or something? Like
Chisme, or like I've had a dream where I had a dream that like my ex-boyfriend was telling me like he was so sorry that he's engaged. But we were dating in the dream. So I was like, why would you get engaged to someone else? Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then I did some investigating and he did indeed get engaged.
in real life.
In real life. I also had a dream that like I had a friend who like got pregnant. And in real life, she also got pregnant. Like, we're like super close. After. Yeah. But you may have like crazy dreams, but they don't like my dreams like are kind of crazy, but somehow I can interpret what it's trying to tell me.
Right.
My mom says she always has like this recurrent dream of like me as a kid and I get lost. Ooh. And she says that I'm just like out running in the streets like screaming for your name. Yeah,
that's
like,
gotta be like the scariest dream as a parent.
And she says like I always have it. And so, and every time she has it, she calls me just to make sure I'm okay. Mm-hmm. But like some people say that like recurrent dreams could possibly be significant, showing you something in the future.
Right.
So,
maybe you'll lose your kid.
Oh, don't say that.
Knock on wood. Well, that kind of jumps into this little tidbit I have about nightmares and why they are reoccurring. So when you have a nightmare and you're like thinking about it after it happens, this says you're rehearsing a nightmare over and over again means your neural pathways are getting reinforced. So like the more you think about like how scary that was, the more your brain is like remembering like that was scary, and then your brain is like, let's do it again. So it's
I liked it.
You're developing a memory of that nightmare that then gets like ingrained in your brain, and it's more likely to reoccur.
Crazy.
So tell your mom, stop thinking about it. Maybe it'll stop happening. At this point, it's probably too late.
Yeah.
And it's like a core memory for her.
Yeah, I guess like jumping back to like, I feel like I get deja vu a lot. And like sometimes I'll say it out loud, like when we're in a group, I'm like, dang, that's crazy, deja vu. But more often than not, I just keep it to myself. And I know the science behind it is like your brain thinks that you have this memory and then it creates this memory and makes you think, oh, you dreamt about that. But I feel like it happens to me at least once a week type thing but it'll be like something will happen and it's a small interaction, like a waitress saying something a certain way. And in my mind, I'm like, I dreamt about this, but for sure, like 4 months ago or something. So it's like not super close. It's weird how like the brain can.
Yeah. I feel like I've also had moments where I'm like, I remember dreaming about this. And it'll just be like a small couple of seconds, but I like vividly remember like dreaming about it, because sometimes I'll find myself in places that I had never been before, but somehow I remember this instance where I do this and then I turn to this person and talk to this person and say the exact same thing.
It's weird because I don't know if it's in the split second that it happens or if you can quote unquote tell the future, but it's like we'll be in a group and I'm like, oh, this is how it happened in my dream. I'm going to turn this way. And then Oscar's going to say this exact thing. And then he'll say it and I'll be like, whoa, deja vu. So I don't know if it's like future telling or the brain just being like.
Weird. Or like you just know us so well, you know, like what we would say or something.
Yeah, maybe there's that too. It's just like weird.
I mean, it's well, because that makes me think of the same thing. Like when we do the pod and we listen back to old conversations.
Yeah.
And we'll literally, like, if I'm listening to Marisol say something out loud in person, I react a certain way. And then I hear myself react that exact same way on the podcast.
Yeah, or even say the exact same thing.
Yes, like we literally just think the exact same way as ourselves in the past.
Which is crazy.
So it's crazy.
It's like, oh, like someone will say something to set up, and it's like, oh, this would be a funny joke if I were to say this, and then boom, says it. I'm like, whoa, weird.
Yeah.
That's
it just makes
me.
me think of that. But I feel like you have a lot of power in your dreams. You lucid dream. Seems like you astral project at least one, and you have premonitions. Like you're psychic or something.
Possibly. I mean, I've always been open to like the stuff happening to me.
You did say you see spirits sometimes
Ooh.
or ghosts.
Please, not in our
It's just
house.
like more of like a feeling, but then it kind of all made sense to me whenever I met that clairvoyant, and she told me like, you know, like when she first met me, she can tell like I have a very open aura or whatever, and that's why like things come to me. I did tell her like, you know, like I know certain things, like I feel certain things or I see certain things, but I think my biggest fear is just like bringing something that I don't really want to like experience. So that's why I always like to close it off.
You don't explore
You
it
don't wanna
more.
Right. I
manifest
don't.
it.
Yeah, I don't want to explore it. I don't even want to think about it. And she's like, that's valid. And then that's when she like gave me like my first like crystal. And it's supposed to keep like bad like spirits away. But she also told me like I can control whatever I experience by like either just telling it straight up like go away, or just remembering that you have like guardians by you. So I feel like that helped a lot. And since then I've kind of been more open to just like, you know, I dream what I dream, and like whatever comes to me, I'm gonna take it seriously.
Oh, and that's you have the power in your dreams when you're lucid dreaming. You're like, I'm gonna fight the chaser back.
Right, I'm gonna stab him. Wake
Yeah.
up and then stab
Wake
him
up,
again
go back to sleep so I can kill him.
I'll show you who's boss.
to save my sister.
Literally. But maybe, but I guess not everyone is like open to like experiencing like crazy dreams like that. Some people just rather not dream.
And I feel like in
Scary dreams.
like there's periods in time, right? Like I feel like Oscar was saying, they've been more vivid now since like you cut some inhibitions or something. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I was saying like sometimes I'll have dreams that I don't end up being lucid in, but then I'll think about that dream whenever I'm like awake, and I'm like, you know what, like if I dream about this again, this is what I'm gonna
You're
do
like,
differently.
oh, I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Dang, so
This is what I'm gonna
you,
do
like,
differently.
You prepare. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I won't have it like right away. It probably would be like in the next couple of months, and then
Right.
I'll have that dream again if like I think about it,
And then you buckle
and
in
then
like, whoa.
immediately I know like I'm dreaming.
I feel like when you're describing these things, it makes me think of like a video game, and you're like, next time I'm on that level, I know what to do.
For real.
Like when I think about it, I also think about it like that, but when I dream it, I think it just looks like real life.
Yeah.
The premonition type things that you have, you know how they say, I think it's like an old wives' tale, where if someone appears in your dreams, it means they're thinking about you.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's crazy because it's just my brain being crazy. But then that has happened where I dream about someone
and they
and
reach
then-
out.
you get the text message and you see their name like maybe a week, 2 weeks, days later sometimes when it's like really close. And it's like, what the like I want to tell them so bad, like, what the heck? You're hitting me up for some little thing or a Snapchat like of a memory or something. I'm like, that's so crazy. I was literally just
Honestly, I believe it. I also feel like you can go into other people's dreams.
You can,
Right.
Miss Astral Projector. no normal person can do that.
Well, I just don't. I think once you do it the first time, it's just something that you're gonna remember how to do it again.
Do you go into other people's dreams?
I don't think so. I have dreamt of other people, and those people have like been like, "What are you doing here?"
That's so
that
scary.
is scary as hell.
David's like, stay out of my brain.
No, I'm like, I had a
No.
dream
He's the,
last night.
he's the closest one to you, so he's
Right,
the
but
easiest
I
to
don't.
get into
I
his
don't know if
dream.
that's me
And Marisol's
going
just
into
like, wash the
their.
dishes. I'm like, oh no.
I don't think that. I don't even know if that's me going into their dreams. I could just be dreaming of and them like of me like just being like, "What? Yeah, why am I here?"
Yeah. and
Yeah,
then-
yeah. Maybe they didn't have you in their dream
Right.
at all.
But I won't know because I'm not gonna be like, "Did
Hey,
you
was
dream
it-
about me?"
Yeah, that's true. No,
I want to try jumping in someone else's dream. I want to see if I'd get a text message
I just
back.
think
like,
the mind and the
Right.
brain is so crazy. Like you just have to kind of be open to like
Mhm.
doing it.
dang, I'm gonna be like, which college friend do I want to have reach out to me?
I have also heard the thing of like if you dream about somebody, it's because they're thinking about you or something. And I always wish that was true because like I'm like I had a dream about my crush. That means they're thinking about me. They probably like me too.
Yeah.
But then I'm like in reality, like that's probably not true. I just dream about them because I like them.
Right.
Have you ever dreamed of someone that you didn't like, but then you dream about them about like having like a relationship with them and then like them after dreaming, like in real
No.
life?
I think about them a little differently in those situations for sure. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, like
I
I
could
could
be
see
open.
myself
Yeah.
like being with you.
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
That's so-
I have. I've developed crush on my dreams after dreaming
After
about
your
them.
dreams, do
Yeah.
you see them in real life and you're like shy?
Yeah, like hey.
yeah, no, it's weird. And you can't be like, hey, you were in my dream recently, because then that's just like,
I know, that's weird.
because people's first thought is always like,
What was I doing?
what? Yeah,
What were
were
you-
we?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like you said, I was chasing you or something.
Well, no, you
Just
got
like-
killed by a zombie.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, okay.
That's tragic. A couple of more common dreams that came up. I can read you off really quickly, but I wanted to dive into one specifically because this one also is one of my very common dreams.
You get pregnant?
No.
Oh.
I've actually never had a dream being
Me
pregnant.
neither. No,
Me neither.
I did, but I didn't know I was like pregnant. No, I don't even know if it was pregnant. This is what happened. Okay, this is a weird dream, but like I had a dream that like my boobs were like filled with milk.
Oh, you told me.
And they were so filled that when I tried to squeeze one, milk squirted out and it hit Sam in the face. And that was just like me knowing that I was like pregnant.
Because why else would you have milk?
Right.
Right. That was just like, I was like, maybe I already had the kid because I didn't look pregnant. I just like automatically, like I looked skinny, but I automatically
Okay.
assumed that I was pregnant because there was so much milk in my boob. I'm not pregnant. I just want to say that.
That's like a look to the future for when you are breastfeeding.
I guess so.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna try
squirt
to
milk at
squirt
me, I guess.
milk at Sam.
You're like, I'm gonna
It
listen to episode 20.
It wasn't even like a little squirt. It was like
The fire
Like a
hose.
hose. Anyways, I was not going to say that as a common dream. So a couple other common dreams include discovering new rooms or passageways, being dressed inappropriately, being unable to find a toilet, arriving somewhere late, having a massive wave approaching you, and finding money. But the one that I have commonly from this list is being unable to find a toilet. Or
that's our problem in real life.
that did happen to me in real life. But before that happened to me in real life, I dream about it like pretty frequently. And it's not that I can't find a toilet. It's oftentimes I'm in a public women's restroom and it's full of so many people. Half of the stalls don't have doors.
Ooh.
The ones that do have doors are like overflowing.
Oh no.
So like it's either a disgusting toilet, no privacy, or there's just too many people. Or like it's like a toilet that is like, I don't even know if it's like a toilet. It's just like a thing you're supposed to pee on. And it's like, that's not really a toilet. Other people are doing it, but I don't want to do that. I'm out in the open. So it's always just like a stress dream about like not being able to find a place to pee.
Uh-huh.
And I also had one once that I was like in a hotel lobby and the only toilet was like this throne in the middle of the room that was like also no stall. It's just like a toilet there and you had to pee like in front of everybody. I was like, I'm not going to pee there either. So it was like a clean toilet, but like in the middle of a lobby.
Right.
So I think those are also just stress dreams. I don't really think they could have much deeper meaning. I don't know what that would be, but I like
Business idea. Start a hotel where there's a big old toilet in the middle of the
terrible
lobby.
idea. No. But I told my mom about that and she told me she has the same dream, like a very similar dream that she like can't find a toilet to use or like they're all dirty and like unusable.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the dream, I'm
Ugh.
like, all right, I'm going to suck it up and just go to one of these disgusting toilets and hover over and like, hopefully it's fine. But I never actually get to the peeing part. I'm just like imping myself up for it. And I
Right.
never actually
It's like
do
the
it.
stress of it.
Yeah. But I know somebody's had a dream about peeing in here.
David. Just kidding.
I definitely have
Oh,
had.
you have?
Yes.
I was talking about Marisol, but if you
Yeah.
have one, go ahead.
Oh, you.
Who's going
No,
first?
Marisol can go first.
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay, so, anyways, I had a dream. But the weird part about this dream is that I was like in my room, like where I live now. And I had a dream that I like woke up in my room and went to the bathroom, our bathroom, and peed. But immediately, like once I started to like pee, I was like, wait a minute, something doesn't feel right. And then I woke up, and I guess I was dreaming, but it was like the exact same like
feeling
location. Yes. So when I woke up, I did pee a little.
Oh, no.
I did pee a little, but like I ran to the bathroom and I started to pee. Like, and this was like real life.
Okay, yeah.
But my dream was so like, it looked so realistic because it was it was like my room, and I walked through our whole hall to get to like our bathroom. But then after I went to bed and I woke up the next morning, when I woke up again and like actually woke up and went to the bathroom, it was so hard for me to tell if I was like awake or still sleeping. So I literally had to like pinch myself because I was like, I just want to make sure that I'm like awake. And even after like I pinched myself and it like hurt, I was still scared to like release.
Like, I don't know if I should start peeing or if I'm in my bed.
I was awake, but that was like kind of one of the scariest ones where I couldn't tell like if I was like awake or still sleeping.
Like, and twice.
Yes.
Right, like 2 times in a row. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's like Inception, like the movie, when you can't tell when you're dreaming or not dreaming or what layer of the dream you're in. So scary.
After I had that dream, that was one of like the fears that I've started to like think about whenever I dream. I don't want it to be too realistic where like whenever I actually am awake, it's like am I really awake? Because that was a scary feeling.
That's why I love that my dreams are so outlandish. There's like, I know they're not real because this could never happen in real life. Zombie apocalypse with Derek Shepherd next to me.
I was wearing like the same clothes too. That's why I was like, I've never had such a real dream like that.
Dang, your brain was really trying to play you.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's like
my brain was like, I'll show you action.
Right.
It's like, you're trying to discover other things out here.
You're going to discover a wet bed tomorrow morning.
I didn't pee that much. I only peed a little bit.
It was like, enough to be like, dang, if I didn't stop this.
It would have been bad.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I've had some where I wake up and the first thing I do is I sit up and I like start patting the bed around me. I'm like, because in my full lifetime, I've had accidents, I will say. Some as a kid, most as a kid. And so like that, because obviously that's not a good feeling to be like, damn,
my bed wet.
Who let me drink that? What? And so like when that happens, I like pat the bed like, no, it's just wet because of my sweat. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. You get up and it's like
sopping. But it's like, no, because I have experienced the full thing and it's like, oh no, it's like sopping wet. Obviously when it's, you let your whole bladder go. But like one of the ones that I had that as a kid was I went over to my cousin's house to spend the night. And I think she went with her dad or something. So that night I was just like sleeping in the living room and I guess she wasn't there. I don't know. We have conflicting things because she says she remembers being there, but I'm like, I feel like you weren't there. It was just me and my aunt.
Maybe she remembers you telling her the story and has formed a memory.
For sure. Yeah, that's most likely because I feel like it was.
Because you're like, I know she wasn't there.
Because I was like, damn, I'm at my cousin's house sleeping, spending the night. I forget what my parents were doing, but I was like, and now my cousin's not even here, so now I'm just like kind of bored. But I mean, I had only been to their apartment like a couple of times, I feel like. And so I was sleeping on the couch and I forget what I was dreaming of, but I did in my dream, like get up, go to the bathroom, lift a toilet seat and go to the bathroom. I fall asleep again, whatever, wake up in the morning and I open my eyes and I just look over to my right and my aunt is like on her knees cleaning out the closet. Like she has a bag and I'm like, why is there yellow liquid in that bag? And because she's like putting like paper or whatever she had in the closet into this bag. And I was like, what happened? And she gave me like the death stare. She looked over at me like, you peed in the closet. I was like, what? She's like, yes.
What?
She's like, I was sleeping with the door open. And so the way it was like, I was on the couch and if you walk towards the bathroom, the closet was closer to the couch on the left. And then the next room on the left was my aunt's room. And then across her door was the bathroom. So I was sleepwalking and I guess thought I was in the bathroom. I don't know what I lifted up that I thought was a toilet. And she's like, I was like sleeping with the door open. And I saw just like your silhouette by the closet. And she was like, David, ¿qué estás haciendo? And she's like, you just like, that didn't wake you up. You just peed, finished, and then closed the door and then went back and laid in bed. And on the couch, I was like, damn, embarrassed. Because I was
How old
probably
are
like,
you?
7 or 8. So I was like,
okay.
I was like,
Still
not
little.
like still
Yes.
old enough where I'm like, damn, I shouldn't be peeing in my aunt's closet. I'm not like 4 years old. But I was like embarrassed, and I could tell she was mad. And
She was just probably salty.
yeah, and it's like this is
Yeah, 'cause
one
she has to
aunt.
clean
She's
it
like,
up.
she doesn't like get. She's pretty joyful, I'd say for the most part. So I was like, dang, I just feel bad. I was
Feel like I made her mad.
I was like, she better not tell nobody. And obviously at the next family reunion, David,
El pichilón.
el huele meows.
Actually, I have a fun fact. In one of the facts that I looked up, it said most of your muscles become paralyzed during REM sleep to prevent you from acting out your dreams. So I feel like if that happened, it was not in your REM in your REM cycle.
Right.
So yeah, and that I find that kind of crazy because that would make sense. If I was killing someone in my dream, I wouldn't want to do that in my like actual
Oh
real
my
life.
gosh. Have you guys ever heard of like people having sleep terrors?
And they like
Yeah.
scream at the top of their lungs
they're
and
like
stuff.
screaming in their sleep.
I've
Yeah.
heard of people who I think I've even seen on like dating profiles. They're like, just a heads up, I have sleep terrors.
What?
And I'm like, good on you for letting people know.
That's scary.
But that is so scary.
I
So-
feel like that, but I feel like if you get sleep terrors, you have like some type
it's
of
like
trauma or PTSD.
yeah.
My dad, he used to have night terrors because he was in the military in Peru.
Mm-hmm.
So he did have some PTSD from like the Civil War they had. And my mom told me like he would like wake up like screaming. And she would have to like wake him. Well, he wouldn't wake up. He would like just be screaming in his sleep.
Yeah.
And my mom would have to wake him up.
Like
and that
gently.
can sometimes get crazy because I think one time he accidentally like had butted her, like thinking he was like doing something, but she was fine.
Right.
Well, I was going to say in college, my sophomore year, I lived in a suite of 6 girls, 3 bedrooms, 2 girls per room. And one of the roommates, not in my bedroom, but in one of the others in our suite, her boyfriend was like spending the night. And I guess he gets sleep terrors.
Oh my
None of us
God.
knew that.
Why didn't she warn you guys?
That's so
I don't know. Maybe
scary.
they're not that common, but they happen occasionally. But like,
Still.
he gets sleep terrors. They didn't tell any of us. In the middle of the night, he's like, someone is screaming. I think it was him or her.
Oh my
And
God.
they had a roommate in the room. Like,
Oh.
so that girl like came out and she was like crying and she's like, I don't know what happened. Like, he just woke up and then he was like shaking her because like he was like acting out whatever was happening in
Yeah.
his dream. And so then we went to like the RA's room and like we just like told her like, I don't know what happened. Like, they were screaming and like blah blah blah. But then like the girlfriend was like, it was a night terror. Like, it's fine. But
Did she apologize?
well, she didn't even like. I don't know. I don't know if she even came out that night. I think it was like the next morning she like told us. But then it was just like weird, and we all like woke up and we're like, "What the fuck do we do now?"
Oh, that sucks. I feel so bad for like the girl who she shares room with. That's scary.
Yeah, so that was really weird. Never had anything like that happen since that I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
mean-
my dad just had like not I guess dreams, but like he would just like scream in his sleep. But he hasn't had one in a long time. He also hasn't done therapy, so I just think
He's like working
he's
through
just yeah.
it.
I
in his
think
dreams.
like I think he's just learned that like whenever he has those dreams, he knows it's a dream. Maybe maybe I should talk to him about his dreaming. I'm like, do you also fly in your dreams?
Interview him for the pod. Put him in Oscar's chair. Oscar's not here.
Right.
We gotta have someone translate for him.
He's like, grito.
We'll do the rest of the podcast in Spanish.
Yeah, be like, only listen if you know Spanish.
Scary.
It's like they tell you with like sleepwalkers, you're supposed to like gently awaken them
because if not, they'll
they're
freak out.
they're
and, like,
prone to like be like, who are you? Where am I? Because like they're acting and they're doing things, but they're obviously still asleep. So it's like, so I can imagine the night terrors thing is like that, where if you're like, calm down, or like, you can't just like scream at them too, because then they'll wake up and be probably more traumatized.
Yeah.
So I feel like I already talked about the sleep paralysis one, right? When I was talking about the melon heads. Okay, so that was one, but one that I actually have two.
Two nightmares?
Yes, that I would have more when I was younger. I haven't had them in a while, but one is, remember when we would go to like camp out at Geneva? So it was like, it takes place there, and I'm a kid, and I'm just like, for whatever reason, instead of being with the kids, I'm hanging out with the adults, or around the adults, maybe getting food or whatever. And they're playing like a card game or a gambling game of sorts, and then it gets heated, and I don't even know who's, there's like no specific people, but then I can just hear the voices like slowly getting louder and louder and yelling, to the point where they're yelling like Dragon Ball Z characters, like trying to like level up. And then nothing ever happens, but there's always like the threat of some people are about to pull up, like some shit is about to go down,
like shooting
something crazy. and then like my heart will be like, what the heck? And it probably lasts for like 10 minutes or something, but it's like one of those ones that just feels like forever. And so it's like so scary. And I think it's happened at least 3 times. So
you're like, it's gonna happen in real life
I'm
now.
like, yeah, I'm like, this is such a cool thing that we do. Like all of our family kind of goes to this, and it's like, that would be the worst if it got ruined.
Yeah.
I guess the other one is, I'm going down a basement, and it's a scary basement. Kind of similar to the basement you have, like the stairs going down to your basement here. Where it's like dimly lit, but the big thing is there's a couple slats missing from the steps.
Yep.
And I'm always like, I can jump and make it to the other side. I don't know why I'm going down the stairs, but it's like I jump and I'm always just short. Like my foot grazes it, and then I fall into, and it's like an abyss. It's like falling forever. And it's one of those ones where I wake up right away. And that one's probably happened like 5 times or more.
That one is scary.
And it's like such a focused one where like no one's hurting me and like whatever. But it's just like that falling feeling is so scary, and it's like, why did I jump? Why did I do it? I've had this before. But it's like a canon event type thing, you know? It's like, it has to happen. Like I have to go down. I have to jump, and I have to miss. Yeah. So I'm like, I wonder what that is telling me.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's never a nice basement. It's always just like some scary, and it's right. They're not even full stairs. They're just like slats. So I'm like, dang. And it's only like 3 slats miss. Well, that's kind of a lot, but
yeah.
Or like even 2 slats, but then
you
go
just
for the
can't
leap,
make it.
and then it's like I can see it like expanding. Scary. That's all I have to say about that.
Nightmares can be scary.
Yeah.
And recurring, unfortunately.
Definitely have other nightmares, but I don't know if it's already long. I don't know if I should tell them.
They'll come up.
Oh, we could just jump into the sex dreams.
Yeah.
Sexy dreams. Fun fact number 1. Morning wood has nothing to do with sexy dreams or stimulation. Nocturnal penile tumescent. What? This one. Tumescence. Nocturnal penile tumescence causes men to have 3 to 5 erections every night, some lasting 30 minutes.
Damn.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Gonna poke someone's eye out.
You also are more likely to dream about sex if you sleep face down.
Like on your belly?
Women can also have wet dreams. Men aren't the only ones who have wet dreams. Women can even get orgasms when having sexual dreams. So you can orgasm in your sleep. Have you ever orgasmed in your sleep? Is this too much?
Not that I know of. I'm like, if a woman were to orgasm in her sleep, does she wake up and realize that it's happening, or does she sleep through it?
I don't think you wake up. I think you orgasm in your dream, but likely
your body did it
your
in real
body
life too.
is also orgasming. I've orgasmed in my dream before, and I just,
Was it like real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, for guys, it's like, it happened. And it's like, obviously the dream is nice or whatever. But it's like kind of like that same feeling. You're like, open your eyes. You're like, oh, fuck. Why is the evidence in my pants?
Yeah.
And then you like realize you're like, bruh. And now you have to handle that situation. You're like, oh, so annoying. So it's kind of not worth it.
And I sleep
Funny.
face down all the time. Like it's
No wonder
it's
you're
comfy.
orgasming in your
I know. Another fun fact. Men dream about variety. Men dream of sex with multiple partners 2 times more than women.
Believable.
Believable.
I believe it.
Believable.
So I have a little article that said some studies suggest having sexual dreams is a result of your thoughts and fantasies when you're awake. So I definitely believe like men probably hope that happens to them in real life and then they dream about it.
Women are twice as likely to have sex dreams about public figures compared to men. I had some dreams with Zac Efron.
Oh my gosh.
I've had some with ghosts, and I don't know how to feel about those.
Like people
Like
that are
sex
dead.
with ghosts?
No,
Or
like
you
a
know it's a
sexy
ghost
ass
in your
ghost.
dream.
I've had a sex dream with the ghost.
I'm like, dude,
What the heck?
I wish you were alive and be my boo.
I have not.
Yeah,
Do you guys think it's a real ghost? You're just
I've thought about that
Yo.
too. I was like, did a ghost just bug me?
Come again? What? Well, that's what I'm like doing.
Well,
The evidence
no,
in my
have you-
pants. Was it the ghost?
Have you seen like that scary movie, like the
Scary movies.
Scary movies, yeah, where the guy is like fucking a ghost,
Yeah.
where the ghost is fucking him, but he likes, and they're like in the air in the ceiling.
On the ceiling.
that's you guys in your dream.
real.
You're sleeping. You said your house isn't haunted. Yeah, right.
Right, we
So
got some freaky ass ghosts in the house.
Anyways, I think those are all the fun facts I had about sex dreams.
Any last thoughts? Any last dreams?
I'm just gonna try and, you know how like in Animal Crossing you can visit someone's island? Well, that's like a thing you can do,
yeah.
right?
You're gonna try to visit
I'm
people's
gonna
dreams.
try to visit people's dream island.
Like that episode of SpongeBob when he goes in all the dreams and they're all
Yeah.
pissed at him in the morning.
You know what we should
it's like, why are you
do?
intruding?
We should choose a night to
Have a
like
sleepover.
no
Oh.
To intrude, like we're all going to Sam's dream.
to say that we're gonna meet up in our dreams.
Ooh.
That would be so interesting. Like
Mhm.
if all of us came back and were like, "I did,"
Uh-huh.
and if we would have the same
Dream.
or similar
Yeah.
circumstances at least,
Yeah, we should try it and see if we can meet up.
Okay.
that would be fun.
Let's try it.
We have to like choose a setting and like where and
Think of a whole scenario.
right.
Yeah.
And then we have to think about that scenario.
Yeah,
right
we should think of
before
like
we go to
what
bed.
we're gonna be doing in the dream. Like maybe we just like playing Uno or something.
Right, something like believable,
Mhm.
easily that we can make happen, but it'd be funny
That
if
we can all imagine and then try
we're
to
all
like
like-
go to together.
Mhm.
we're like Sam won, and we're all like, "What? Yeah, Sam did win." Like that'd be so
Oh,
weird.
Yeah.
Wait, why would Sam win? Why can I win?
He's just an example.
Yeah.
But odds are I'm gonna win, you know? I'm
Sure,
great at Uno. I'm great at
sure.
Uno.
For that reason, we're making sure Marisol doesn't win in the dream.
Yeah.
If it's Tetris, I'm winning.
Ooh.
No, the game was broken.
Sure.
I was
It was
beating
broken
you so
3
bad.
times.
I was doing
It broke
significantly
3
better than you
times. Sure.
the entire time.
Sure.
There's no
Sure.
way that you won. Anyways, if we play Clue, I'll definitely win. I'm great at
Ooh.
Clue.
I beat you in Clue the first time we played together.
No?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Maybe that's the only time you've ever won.
Okay. You're such a
Oh, okay.
sore loser.
I am a sore loser, but I know I'm good at Clue.
The game was broken.
You know I was doing better than you.
Let's end this episode so I can go slap you in my dream.
I was gonna say, we should try it because I know it's gonna come up on a night out, and we're all gonna be like,
Yeah, we have to
drunk,
do it when we're not drunk.
and we have to do.
Yeah.
We should do it twice. Once when we are, and once when we're not. Just like maybe after the bachelor.
Because I feel like when I'm drunk, I just pass out and don't wake
Yeah.
up till the next day. Like I don't
Yeah.
remember anything.
true.
So it has
yeah.
to be
we
when we're
gotta
not
plan
drunk.
it.
Mhm.
It has to be when we're not like super tired. It has to be just like
A
on a
normal
regular
night.
day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we don't do, maybe we hang out, but we don't do too much.
Maybe like
And-
after Bachelor.
Well, yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
thinking. It's like on, like a Monday or something.
Sounds good. We'll let you guys know if we meet up. I'm just like, it's me just waiting for you guys to get here.
We
I'm like-
each have a dream like that. We're just waiting and like no one ever shows up. And we're like, you didn't come.
Did you come to my birthday party?
Sam comes back and she's like, I had a dream about the witch again. I didn't make
Scooped her eyeballs out again.
it. David's like, yeah, I tried to jump the cliff again. Didn't make it.
I did not make it. I'm going to, if we meet up, I'm just going to try to be twice as big. So we're all at a table and like, why
You're
is
just
David
like,
so freaking
David's
damn big?
huge.
No, we can say something like, if we all three of us have tattoos here.
Ooh, like
know we're in the
put
dream.
it
We know
we're in the dream.
identifier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we need to know we're in the dream.
You don't know. What if it's like too real?
We never hang out again.
We're gonna get
like,
lost in the inception.
Well, that's
of
what
the
Yeah,
I'm
dream.
we'll
gonna
meet
think of. If I see you guys out and you guys all have, if we all have tattoos, I'm like, I know I'm dreaming.
What's that tattoo? It can be anything.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Pikachu.
We tell
Sure.
each other like, what was my tattoo? And then you say it. I'm like, that's what I was thinking of too.
Yo.
That'd be crazy.
That would be pretty crazy.
All right then, everybody. This was episode 20.
Yeah.
We
The
made
big
it
2-0.
to another 10 episodes.
That's
Our pod is
crazy.
almost old enough to drink. But let's
Ooh,
be
next
honest,
one.
our pod has a fake ID that she drinks anyways.
Oh, after the last couple episodes, this pod been drinking. Mhm.
After the last couple, I feel like every episode we're hungover since the inception.
Come back for the next pod and
Marisol gets to pick next week.
yay, finally. What am I going to pick? I don't know. I'll have to do some research.
Have a week to think
Some
about it.
scholarly based article researched.
Okay, well, follow us on Instagram at Eating Good Pod,
Follow us our individual Instagrams.
listed on the Eating Good Pod Instagram. Also, maybe we'll put up some like things on our stories so you can leave your dreams. Let us know
Yeah.
what you dream of. If you have any of these common dreams, maybe we'll throw some polls up there.
We'll leave it anonymous too. Like
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
we'll share some. So leave the crazy ones.
Or like if you listen on Spotify, we can also put like a question on Spotify you can answer on
Oh,
there.
yeah, I did see
Nice.
that. That's pretty cool.
I love hearing about people's dreams.
All
Or
right.
just send us a DM. We like that too.
Heck yeah. We just want to hear about your sueños.
All right.
Thanks for listening. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Arrivederci.
Sam here with a quick editor's note. We actually have a voicemail feature that you can use, so you can leave us a voice memo, tell us about your dream, and if it's interesting enough, we'll include it in a future episode. You can find that link on our Instagram, the link tree in the bio. The very bottom button says leave us a voicemail. Thanks, and we're excited to hear your dreams.